Good afternoon folks, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again with another scenery review. Today we're in Bangladesh, in the far eastern part of the Indian subcontinent, and we're in Dhaka. This is Dhaka International Airport, Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport, Victor Golf Hotel Sierra. This is a payware scenery by Final Approach Design Simulation, which I believe is a new player in the game. You're looking at version 1, and currently this is for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. Again, no information as to whether it's available for Xbox. I've looked on flightsim.to, it's not showing there, so I don't know if it's available for Xbox at the moment. Download is 1.83 gigabytes, so it's reasonably substantial, and it installs at just under 4 gigs, 3.8 gigs. It's currently available from Sim Market. Give you the prices. It's 26 euros and 39 cents, which equates to $28.30 US, or £23 and 25 pence UK. Those prices include VAT and tax, which of course may vary depending on the country you're in. Prices for scenery projects seem to be going up a little bit, so part of this review and subsequent reviews from now on, I will be looking closer at prices as the quality of the scenery against the price they're asking. And this is up at the higher end, £23 or $28 US. We're looking at the higher end of the price range, so I need to see whether this scenery is really worth it. Again, what looks like a new player to the market, Final Approach Design Simulation, and we'll have a look. So let's have a look at the features list. Highly detailed ground poly, 4K PBR textures for ground and 3D buildings, carefully detailed 3D buildings, static vehicles and ground service equipment, detailed animated jetways, and you'll see those shortly when we do the jetway test, a custom ILS, terminal interior, custom dynamic lighting, realistic night textures, AI traffic support, which is good for you people that don't fly online, accurate parking. It's the 2022-23 airport layout with the 2 new taxiways included, custom ramp light effect with realistic flares, level of detail scenery, custom volumetric 3D grass and realistic 3D tree vegetation for the whole scenery. So that's pretty good. I mean, I've spent half an hour, 45 minutes touring this airport and the outlying region, and as you can see, the airport's pretty swamped by the city, and that comes out in the history, which we'll look at the moment. But the detail's pretty good. There's quite a lot to it, and we'll have a good look at it. So as ever, let's start with some history. So, Dhaka Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport, Victor Golf Hotel Sierra, which formerly had the code Victor Golf Zulu Romeo, is the main international airport serving the city of Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. It is the largest airport in Bangladesh and is a combined public military airport owned by the Ministry of Civil Aviation and operated and maintained by the Bangladesh Civil Aviation Authority, or the CAAB. And on the right hand side, in a minute I'll show you in the next image, the military apron is here to the western side. The airport is located in Kurmitola, 11 miles or 17 kilometers north of downtown Dhaka city centre. The airport's also used as a military base of the Bangladeshi Air Force. And the airport has an area of around 3.1 square miles or 1981 acres. So here in this shot you can see here's the military area to the west side of the airfield. So let's continue with the history. Dhaka Airport started operations in 1980, taking over from Tajigon Airport as the principal international airport in Bangladesh. The airport was formerly known as Dhaka International Airport, spelt D-A-C-A-A, and later as Zia International Airport, which is where the earlier code comes from, before being named in honour of Shah Jalal, who is one of the most respected Sifu saints in Bangladesh. The IATA code of the airport, Delta Alpha Charlie, is derived from DHAKA, D-A-C-C-A, which is the previously used spelling for Dakar. Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport is the primary hub of the national flag carrier Biman Bangladesh Airlines. In addition, it's also the main hub of most of the private airlines in Bangladesh, including Air Astra, Novo Air, Regent Airways and US Bangla Airlines. Annual passenger handling capacity of the airport is 18.5 million passengers, and this handling capacity is predicted by the CAAB to be sufficient until 2026. In 2014, the airport handled over 9 million passengers and just under 250,000 tons of cargo. Average aircraft movements per day is around 190 flights. In 1941, during World War II, the British government built a landing strip at Kurmitola, several kilometres north of Tajigon, as a spare landing strip for Tajigon Airport, which at the time was a military airport to operate warplanes towards the theatres of war in Kohima, then in Assam, and in Burma. After the creation of Pakistan in 1947, Tajigon Airport became the first civilian airport in what was then East Pakistan, present-day Bangladesh. During the 1965 Indo-Pakistani War, the then abandoned airstrip was bombed by the Indian Air Force, thinking it was to be Chigajan Airport as the base. In 1966, a project was taken by then Pakistan government to construct a new airport, and the present site of Kurmitola was selected. In December 1993, Biman Bangladesh Airlines launched a route to New York City via Delhi, Dubai and Amsterdam. The flight was operated by McDonnell Douglas DC-10 aircraft and catered to the many Bangladeshis who lived and studied in the United States. In 2010, the government changed the airport's name once again from Zia International Airport to the present name of Shah Jalal International Airport in honour of Shah Jalal, one of the most respected seafood saints of Bangladesh. On the 6th of December 2011, a Boeing 787-900 Dreamliner stopped for refuelling at Dhaka Airport during a distance, speed and endurance record attempt. This aircraft, powered by General Electric GEnx engines, had flown 10,710 nautical miles, or 19,830 kilometers, non-stop from Boeing Field in Seattle, Washington, eastward to Shah Jalal International Airport, setting a new world distance record for the aircraft in the weight class of the 787. This flight surpassed the previous distance record of 9,127 nautical miles, or 16,900 kilometers, set in 2002 by an Airbus A330. The Boeing 787 then continued eastbound from Dhaka to return to Boeing Field, setting a world circling speed record of 42 hours 27 minutes. Currently, over 30 airlines use the airport, including Biman Bangladesh, the state airline, AirAsia, Cathay Pacific, Emirates, Saudia and Turkish Airlines, just to name but a few. So there you go, folks, that's some history for you. The airport's been around in its various guises since the World War, certainly previously, and it's seen some action of sorts. Before we go on to runways, I just want to let you know the scenery is really quite nice. It's in a nice area, and I think generally it's quite well developed. But what we really want to do is have a look at just how good it is compared to the price they're charging for it. So that's going to be part of the main critic of this review as well. So let's have a look at runways now. So runways. Dhaka International Airport operates a single runway, 1432, measuring 10,499 feet or 3,200 meters, and it's made from asphalt. The airport lies at an elevation of 27 feet or 8.2 meters. Now both ends of the runway feature high intensity runway lighting, centerline lighting and precision approach path indicators on the runway left side. In addition, both ends feature a standard instrument landing system, VOR and NDB approach and RNP approach options as well. There's also a localizer approach option on both ends of the runway, with various VOR options available for selection per landing too. Additionally, runway 14, and we're looking down at the throat of runway 14 now, features high intensity airfield lighting system, touchdown zone lighting and sequence flashing lights, while runway 32 at the other end features an airfield lighting system. The main apron features over 30 aircraft stands, 8 of which are equipped with the visual docking guidance system, and there's also a maintenance apron to the northeast which we will look at, and that's here. Okay, so runway 14 is missing the sequence flashing lights. It's got the lighting system but they're not flashing, so that's the only thing I can see that's missing. And as we get closer to runway 14 threshold, here you can see the touchdown zone lighting, here's the centerline lighting, and you've got the airfield intense lighting system and the PAPIs on the left side. So for this end, runway 14, it's the sequence flashing lights that's missing. Let's go down and have a look at runway 32. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 32 in the low light. The reason I've come out this far is so I can show you the VOR station here, which is pretty much in the right position, and you'll need this if you're doing a VOR approach into the northbound runway, although this runway is equipped with an ILS. So as we get a bit closer, you can see it has the standard approach lighting system. This is known as the airfield lighting system. Let's get a bit closer. So here we are closer to runway 32, and you can see you've got the centerline lighting, you've got end approach lights as well here, and you've got the PAPIs on the left side. So that does it for runways. As you can see, you've got plenty of lighting here. As you can see, you've got some exit and points off the runway, taxiways all well lit with green centerline lights. So this looks like another one of those airports where you're not really going to have much of a problem at night time. So let's have a look at jetways. So as ever, we will conduct a jetway test. Here we are on stand 11 at Dakar International. As you can see, I've connected the tug and we've removed the ground power, so the aircraft is totally dark and not powered up at all. And as you can see, for those of you who have the module, the stand along with 7 others are equipped with the visual docking guidance system, which shows here. Anyway, let's connect the jetway to the aircraft and have a look at how it connects. So there she goes. So the wheels don't turn, unfortunately. But the stairs don't go through the ground, which is a positive. Okay, the connection isn't quite there. Let's have a closer look. As you can see, that the connection hasn't quite made it to the aircraft side. So what I'm going to do now is remove the tug and just have a look at the positioning of the aircraft. Right, so looking there, you can see the aircraft is actually not quite spawned on the right connection. So we tried moving the aircraft to stand 10 using the tug to try and get it to line up properly, and that didn't work either. So now we're on stand 4 and I've connected the tug because obviously when I move the stand it's going to go right through the tug. So anyway, let's try the jetway now with the aircraft properly on the center line and see if it connects. Again, the wheel doesn't turn, but the jetway does move. That looks better. That looks, well, it's gone through the skin, but at least it's connected. Let's get a close-up look. So there you can see it's appeared, it seems to have connected, but of course it's gone through the skin. Let's check the other side. So there you go. Given the circumstances, that's not bad at all. So let's remove the jetway. And there you go, jetway's moving back into position. So the jetway itself looks quite good. The wheels are off the ground, they don't go through the concrete, that's a plus. On the downside, the ground wheels themselves don't turn, and the jetway doesn't really connect properly. It's not as good as some I've seen, but at least it works. But you should understand But you really need to get your aircraft in the correct position for that jetway to connect. As we saw with the first one on stand 11, jetway didn't reach to the door, and the aircraft actually didn't spawn onto the center line. So depending on what stand you go on, it would appear that spawning from the flight simulator menu onto a stand doesn't always put you in the right position. Just something to be aware of here at DHAKA when you use this scenery. Obviously I haven't tested out all the other stands. We've looked at 11, 10 and now we're on 4. And 4 seems to be the one that works the closest. As I said, not the best jetway animation connection in the world, but the jetways themselves look fine, and at least it works. Really depends on how much you want to use it. So that does it for jetways. So as you can see, there are various issues with jetways, so as long as you get your aircraft parked in the correct position, jetway will work. So now let's do the usual start the airside tour during the daytime. It's just after midday local time, and we're going south to north. As you can see, plenty of default buildings here. Dakar is a huge city. Some of the buildings have been developed, as you can see here. Fence line goes all the way around the airport, which is excellent. There's the fuel farm here to the right. And you can see we've got hangars, helicopter base there, Robinson helicopters just to the right. And then we come across this kind of no man's land here. And the first building we come to on the right hand side here, this is the VIP terminal, which is nicely done, to tell you the truth. Very nice. So as you can see, some nice buses. The building's very faithfully recreated, very, very nicely done, very impressive. So here we are coming up to the domestic terminal here on the right. Domestic terminal is a separate building there. And now here we come up to Terminal 1. As you can see, the stands look really good, plenty of ground clutter. That's my aircraft there. And then we come to Terminal 2, which is the northern part of the same building here. And name of the airport in English. And just a quick pan here the other way, just to show you a few details. You've got the Air Astra car here, which is quite a nice little touch. They've added a vehicle there sort of defined closely to one of the airlines that actually operate here. As you can see, ground markings are excellent, plenty of dirt and everything. There is internal development in the building, we'll have a look at that in a bit. But the stands look really good, and actually the outside weathering on the building looks quite nice here too. The control tower there is internal development in the control tower, again we'll have a look in a minute. Continuing north, here we come to the cargo apron. As you can see, open stands available for you cargo haulers. Tons of cargo sitting out on the ramp there, which is quite impressive. Lots of little bits and pieces. Well, this looks really quite good. As you can see, the modelling is quite nice here. Nice to see the palm trees and the foliage living up to standard, which is nice. It's a nice detail inside that kind of hangar there. And here's another hangar, also nicely detailed inside, even though it's empty. This is part of the maintenance area. And finally, coming to the far northern part of the airport here, which is kind of really for private jets, and a whole area here for cargo and bits and pieces to be dealt with. Radar tower on the right there that, strangely enough, is not animated, however. and lots of aircraft cutters to the left there. And here at the very far north end of the airport we've got these hangars, which are marginally detailed, but nothing inside them. So while we're here, let's just pop out and have a look at the threshold of runway 14, the northern end. Here we are on the taxiway. As you can see, the signage is there. It's exactly what they've got, just as it should be. And here we are on the threshold of runway 14. There you can see the fence line going all the way down the airport. Got a vehicle out here. Not sure why that's there. Okay, judging by the colouring on that, that's to do with the navigation system, ILS or whatever, maybe it's just a maintenance vehicle. There's your windsock. Various signage in the grass to denote the points down the runway. And you got this building here just off the runway there. Here's part of the ILS antenna here. And you've got a vehicle there which is a static, by the way. So far I haven't seen any vehicles going down the runway, which is good. And while we're here, a very quick look at the military side. As you can see, various tarmacs, hangars, bits and pieces here. No aircraft at all. It would be nice to see a military aircraft sitting somewhere. But no, I'm assuming this is the military side, not shown on the charts. But judging by the type of hangars and the leads on directly to the runway, you've got stands there as well. This is the military part of the airport. And here we are at the other end, runway 32. Again, plenty of signage. There's a turning area there. Very nice indeed. So just a quick look here. You've got a helicopter landing area here. There you can see development of some of the landside buildings that are quite important. So they've done some work here. And here again, just a nice shot showing you the hangars here developed nicely inside here. So you can actually park in here. These other hangars have no internal development, but outside they look great. This is a Robinson hangar, and again there you go, you've got helicopter landing points. So a quick tour landside. Let's just slow this down a bit so you can see. Here's the VIP terminal. Very nicely modelled. Oh, that's a quick flash into the scenery there. Here's the domestic terminal, and then we come to Terminal 1 here, and Terminal 2 there to the further. Let's just go out towards the entrance. Some nice modelling here. Entry signs, some traffic. Again, more modelling of buildings. There you can see one of the hotels there on the right. Would have been nice to have this road 3D model since we've got traffic going down it. Would have been very nice. So some nice building modelling here. That's just a quick look at the hotel front there. And there's the entrance to the VIP terminal from the road. There's a VIP terminal from landside. Looks quite nice, lovely modelling. Foliage looks good. And a bit of a close-up. And that's the close-up from airside. So continuing our approach from the landside part of the airport. It's a real pity the cars don't quite work, but you know, it's close enough. So let's go back to the landside part of the main terminal complex. This is where the modelling is really nice, quite impressive here. Love the palm trees. Bit sparse there in the car parks, and the car park spots aren't as detailed as perhaps they should be. But getting closer to the terminal here, I mean, the modelling is really nice, and the signage, it's very nice. Here you get a bit of a close-up to the terminal. Again, some nice modelling. Looks really good, to be honest. And there's a look inside on the ground view, and a close-up look from landside looking into the terminal of Terminal 2. As you can see, there's minimal in terminal development basically on the landside part of the Terminal 2 here. It looks better upstairs. On the upper side here you can see much more detail. And to be honest, that looks really good. I thought we'd have a close-up look at the departures board. As you can see, it's nicely detailed. It doesn't blur that much either up close, which is really impressive. And just a look down the road. Nice to see little details like you've got the cones here, and there's even a fan here, look. A couple of fans. And they're looking in the other direction. Would have been nice to see some cars. So let's go inside. So here's a look inside the terminal. As you can see, it's detailed. But the one thing I notice about this scenery, as I've seen with many others, no people. Not even any static people. Which is a real pity because it doesn't populate the building at all. And doesn't make it come alive. And looking in the other direction, you know, it's a nice terminal. It's been beautifully developed. Right down to the X-ray machines here and the hoardings on the wall. I mean, this is beautifully modelled. Very, very nice inside, but totally devoid of people, which would have made it so much more realistic. See, little things like this, the help desk, wonderful, but no attendants, no staff there or passengers. Check-in desk, again, beautifully modelled, right down to the little computers here and the computer screens here that have got details on them. All of this is really great, but no staff, not a single airline staff member. Great to see the baggage belt system too. So here's the upper level showing some of the offices, and there's a look down the upper level corridor. So there's just a long view all the way down the landside check-in area. And strange enough, as we go into airside through the building, you've got this no man's land here. And then we come out to airside. So let's look into the building airside now. So here we are in the airside corridor with all of the gates that go down the terminal here. Looks really nicely modelled, the flooring's good, seating areas there. And there, looking at the other direction for the same gate, you can see pretty much every gate is equipped with an X-ray and an archway metal detector, so it looks like they have secondary screening at the gate after the main entrance, which is good. And you can see the corridor goes all the way down with the appropriate signage. Again, nicely modelled, really nicely modelled, but no people. The place is devoid of people, which is a real pity. Just a quick run down the main corridor here, so you can have a look. I mean, the modelling's good, it's good quality, it's very nicely done, but it's completely devoid of people. And there you go, and we come out onto the ramp airside. So as you can see, the airport terminal, landside and airside and internally, quite nicely done. The internal bit looks okay, but it's only been modelled to a certain level. There are some really good things about it, but there's no people, and really it's a bit devoid of atmosphere. I'm wondering what it looks like at night in the dusk hours, and we'll have a look at that now. Let's just raise the view up a little bit. So just before we turn down to the darkness hours, here you can see additional aircraft stands and lighting. The layout looks really good, plenty of parking space here, and it all looks really quite nice in the daytime. So let's turn the lighting now down to dusk and see what the lighting's like. Okay, so just after 6 PM local time here, and you can see now dusk, some very interesting lighting here. This yellow effect is caused by lights that are made from tungsten bulbs, and you see them at many airports, although many of the newer airports and upgraded airports have the LED type lighting, which gives this whiter glow. So it looks really nice from here, so you can see it's very, very nice, no complaints there. Here you can see green centerline lights, stop bars, taxiways, various signage. There's a lead out to the runway. That's looking at runway 14, the northern end. And here we are looking towards the southern end. This is the threshold of runway 32 here. Plenty of taxiway lighting, and you've got work that's been done on some of the outer buildings, which we'll look at. So we begin by having a look at my stand, my aircraft on stand 4, I think it is. No, stand 6, sorry. As you can see, very nice. The lighting is really quite impressive. These lights are really good here. You've got the white lighting here, which is giving a yellow glow. That seems a little bit strange, but no complaints. The effect is quite pleasant actually. Here you've got the name of the airport in Bangladeshi language and in English here as well. And here, as we look closer, you can see inside the airside departure lounges and gates through the windows, which is also a nice effect. As I've said before, somewhere you've got the visual docking guidance system here, so if you have the module installed, then that will work. I think that will work. Haven't tested it, but it's supposedly there. It's supposed to work according to the features. Slightly higher level shot there, showing you the upper part of the building. And the lighting looks lovely. It looks really good actually. No problem with that at all. And looking down the other end towards the threshold of the runway 32, this is the southern end here. I mean, the effect is very nice. It's another one of those airports that really comes to life in the darkness hours. There's the VIP building, as seen from airside. And there's a shot looking from airside towards landside, showing the VIP building and the roads that lead up to it. You've got plenty of road lighting here, which also looks really good, and it's nice to see this modelled. Let's have a little run landside here and see what this looks like. I mean, that's really nice that the whole road is lit there, and there's the hotel there on the left. And going right out to landside here. And nice to see the signs lit. Here's that hotel we looked at earlier, and as you can see, some parallaxing going on the windows and some quite pleasant subtle lighting that brings this to life. So let's just slowly go across to the landside part of the main terminal complex. I mean, that looks really quite nice. Lighting is generally very good quality here. Let's just have a look at the control tower on top of this building. Again, the parallaxing looks really good on the building here, and there to the left you can see inside the terminal there from landside through the windows. So a closer look at the control tower from outside, you can see internal development through the windows. And there's a look at the control tower internal development. Everything's fine. Again, no people. No staff on duty, which really would have made it, just finished it off. So just looking out through the tower, through the windows there. And another view for you. So as you can see, some nice work has been done on the lighting here, very subtle, to make it look really good. In my opinion, it looks better in the darkness hours than it does in the daytime, because the effects are really quite impressive. Just a quick shot there across the airside part of the ramp, showing you the lighting, and again you can see inside. It all looks really quite good. There's no problem at all. Now as I lift up there, you can see development here in terms of lighting on many of the buildings, which really enhanced this area quite a bit. The airport's been nicely done. And it looks really quite good, but as you can see, certain buildings landside have been enhanced, and a couple of car parks so that at dusk or at night they're going to look really, really nice. And there's a shot looking across the main ramp towards landside in the other direction. You can see how really nicely the lighting has been done. It's amazing what effects you can achieve in this new simulator now. So let's have a slow pass up towards the maintenance hangar and the cargo area. As you can see, some very nice subtle lighting. It's really nicely done. It looks a lot better at night time or at dusk. In the darkness hours, this lighting effect makes it look so good. It's very nicely done. Again, not an Asobo globe in sight, which I'm pleased about. And even these hangars up here, which are devoid of anything really, the lighting makes them look better. They look better during the nighttime hours than they do during the day. There you can see the signage on there. More evidence of parallaxing on the landside buildings to the right there. Looks very good. Oh, we got a couple of planes in that hangar. So coming out across the runway, taxiway here, there you can see the signage to the entrance signage is well lit. And green centerline lights taking you onto the runway. And almost everything has subtle lighting here. Here you can see a bit more parallaxing on buildings near to the northern side, and for you military pilots, there you can see the taxiway is lit all the way up to the military area. Let's just quickly whiz up to the military area and see what it looks like. Again, more parallaxing and lighting on the buildings, outlying buildings of the airport. Okay, there you can see some lighting on some of the hangars. So this looks as though it actually could be used. So you military pilots are well taken care of. There are more hangars to the right with lighting, water towers. Yep, this is fine. You can use this, no problem at all. And as you can see to the right there, more parallaxing and lighting on buildings off the airport. Let's come across the threshold of runway 32 here. Very nice. Lighting's very nicely done. Let's have a look at these off-airport buildings just quickly. Again, some nice lighting that makes this look really good. Very nice. As I said, it would have been nice to have this road, to have this one 3D, done in 3D and developed more, rather than left to just photo green. But as you can see, the airport sits in a nice place and looks really quite good in the darkness hours. Really does. Some lovely lighting enhancements as we come back over this building towards the centre. It's really nice. So we come back to airside. So there you go, that's a tour of the airport, airside and landside, outside. I'm not going to go too much inside the building because the lighting's quite nice and we've seen what's in there. Really just wanted to show you this time what the pilot sees, and we'll have a look. Actually, we'll have a quick look outside the window by aircraft. So there you go, there's the view with the aircraft cold and dark. That's the view you get when you pull up on the stand. View from the captain's side. and a view from the first officer's window. Okay, so let's turn it down to night time now, although it's as you can see, the night's pretty much on upon us. This time of the year, March, the lighting changes pretty quickly at these latitudes. So just before 10 PM local time, as you can see, darkness is upon us, and yeah, lighting is perfectly acceptable. It's not really, it's come up a little bit, not very much. And they're looking north towards the cargo and maintenance hangars, and in the other direction, runway 32 here out in the distance, and the city of Dakar in all its glory. So close-up look at my aircraft on its stand here. This is the only sort of people animation I've found. Is basically the default Asobo guys that walk around on the ramp. There's one or two of them, not that many. As I said, the modelling is lovely. It looks really good, but it would have been nice to see some people to really enhance this area. Just wanted to show you that car there. You can see it's been marked Air Astra, which is nice to have this sort of individuality. There's a quick look down the airside road, and here we are on the stairwell going up to the stand, normally used by airline staff and the dispatcher. As you can see here, each stand's pretty much got a baggage carousel for unloading the baggage into and out of the terminal, which is good. Lighting looks really good at the top there. And just another view looking out towards the airside road from the baggage point, just to show you the structuring and the way it's been modelled, which I think is really nice. So a quick look in the airside corridor. As you can see, lighting's lovely. Nothing really to worry about here. It's beautifully done, should you wish to explore it. And the same is true there at the landside concourse as well. And there's a quick look down the landside road, and in the other direction looking towards the VIP terminal. And there's a shot of the main terminal, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, seen from landside with the lighting on, which again looks really nice, very nicely modelled. And finally a high level shot of the airport seen from landside from the southeast corner. It looks great, it looks really nice. Okay, the same view at 6:20 in the morning as the dawn comes up. You can see the red glow on the building. Lights are pretty much gone now, although you can see the green taxiway lights. And the airport ramp area shot from airside looking towards the rising sun. Looks really very pleasant. And finally towards the maintenance area and the cargo area. Looks really good. Okay, just before 10 AM and time to wrap up the view and give you my conclusions. Firstly, it's great to see yet another airport in this part of the world. There aren't too many airports out for India and Pakistan, Bangladesh. It's really nice to see something this detailed available for this part of the world. It's a really nice product. I would recommend it. It's really nice. The detail is good. Everything you need as a pilot going in and out of here is there in very fine detail. It's one of those airports that really comes to life a lot more at the dusk hours, although dusk of course doesn't last that long down in this part of the world. It looks good. Plenty of ground clutter, visually very good for the pilots. All the nav aids are there, except you're missing the sequence flashing lights on one of the runways, but it's pretty much okay, and there's enough lighting there on both ends of the runway, especially since they're both equipped with an ILS, for you to do a safe landing in the darkness hours and during the day. The standard modelling is good. The various models and bits and pieces that you can see, the development landside, inside the terminal, are all of a high standard, very nice quality. On the downside, the jetways really need sorting out, and I don't know about whether the scenery positioning, its latitude and longitude is exactly correct. That may be the reason why when you spawn an aircraft on a stand, the aircraft doesn't actually sit right on the center line. We've tried 3 stands, and only once did when I spawned the aircraft from the main menu, did it sit on the center line, and that was on stand 4. And the jetway worked on stand 4. Okay, it went through the side of the aircraft, but it did actually work. It does require some moving and jiggling around with the aircraft position if you want to use the jetways. That said, the jetways look good and they work, just we didn't see the wheels turning. But they're animated, so no further complaints about that. As with some other sceneries, this is totally devoid of people, which really would have made the airport come to life a bit more. They've done a nice job internally modelling inside the terminal. Looks lovely. It's as good quality as many as I've seen, but it's totally devoid of people, which makes it look like a ghost town, which is a real pity. I mean, the option is there to include people, and a lot of sceneries are doing it now with no detraction from the frame rate, I might add. All seems to work pretty well. That said, when you lower the lighting hours down to dusk, this airport really comes to life. Visually, the lighting is really stunning. It looks very, very good. And again, kudos to the guys for modelling some of the outbuildings and off-airport structures that look really good. VIP terminal looks nice. The various hotels and bits and pieces for you to explore here that I haven't looked at really look good. The hangars that are open and accessible are nicely modelled. There's a lot of work's gone into this, and it's a very, very nice scenery. So price, do I think it's worth €27, which is pretty much what it will be with tax, or nearly $29? No, I'm afraid I don't. Some of the top scenery developers, the likes of Pyro, Dev Company, Fly Tamper and so on, have done sceneries equally as good as this, and often better, where they've added people and other useful bits and pieces, and their sceneries tend to come out around the €20 mark, including VAT, 20 to €22. So this is probably about €5 or $7 too expensive. That's just my opinion. You may think it different, I don't know. What I will say is that the airport is certainly worth buying. You might want to wait to see if the price comes down in a sale, and that would make it a steal. But in terms of a usable airport, and in terms of a modelling effort, it's very good. I have nothing but praise for it. Haven't seen any vehicles going onto the runway, but then there's a real lack of mobile vehicles and people, which could be added, that would really just touch this airport off quite nicely. I've done a lot of work on the modelling, both inside and on the terminal, landside, the various things that make this airport notable. But they've left out some of the things that just really just set it off. People, a few more mobile vehicles, you know, that's just my opinion really. But I still think it's about €5 too expensive. Just my considered opinion. But again, kudos to the guys for what they've done. They've given us another airport in a part of the world which is a bit devoid of really good looking modelled airports these days, and they have to be given kudos for that. It's very nice airport, but in my opinion just a bit too expensive at the moment. So there you go folks, Dhaka International Airport in Bangladesh, Victor Golf Hotel Sierra, payware scenery by Final Approach Design Simulation, who I think are a new player in the market. This is version 1, the release version, and it's for the PC. No indication as to whether it's available for Xbox. Downloads at 1.83 gig and installs at just under 4 gigabytes. It's available from Sim Market. And the current price, €26.39, which equates to $28.30 or £23.25 UK. Those prices include VAT and tax, which of course may vary depending on the country you live in when you make your purchase. So guys, this is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, wrapping up another view. Thank you for joining me. I hope if you've been on the fence about this has helped you. As I said, it's a nice product, some really nice sceneries coming out these days. Nice to see a scenery for this part of the world that's quite lacking at the moment, but I do think this is overpriced. Be nice to see whether or not they bring out a version 1.1 where they correct perhaps the jetway issue. add the lighting and maybe add some people in the right place. I mean, that would really bring it up for me. That would make it a little bit more worth the price, as it were. But there you go. Thanks for joining me. Second review to come out later this week, all being well, will be Seoul Incheon, the new scenery. There are a number of them out there. There are certainly, I think, 2 payware sceneries out at the moment, and a freeware, but I'll be looking at the latest version which I've been given, and we'll have a close look at that. So thanks again, guys. Have a good week. This is Lee. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye for now.